What's up, Ride Warriors, and welcome back to Ride Warrior Wrestling Update. This week, by popular demand, yeah, I'm looking at you, legend, people have been asking me all about the Firefly Funhouse and what is going on with Bray Wyatt. So we've gotten 2 weeks of this now. So the first week was kind of like shocking. A lot of people were like, oh, this is like Pee-wee's Funhouse. What is going on? They're ruining Bray Wyatt. We've gotten a second week now, and we got a little bit more nuance, a little bit more story. And I think my general reaction to it at first was a lot like other people's, was what exactly is happening here? But the more I watch it, the more I think that this is a little bit intriguing. Is it kind of silly and stupid? Yes. But I think we have to start with what Bray Wyatt was. And his character was always very cerebral, very intricate. He's very, if you read anything about the making of these Firefly Funhouse videos, the people on it, like the director, is highly complimentary towards Bray Wyatt and how much he puts into the character. He's always done that. And the problem I've always had with the Bray Wyatt character, it was always really cool. The entrance was always really cool. His promos were always pretty good. The problem was his promos were so hard to understand that he would get really deep into philosophy, into things that were going on in his head. And I really think that his promos went over the head of a lot of people watching it. There were even times that I sat there and I tried to figure out what exactly was he talking about or where was he going. That's why when he was with Matt Hardy, the two of them were in Crazy Town for the most part. They were always fun to watch, but I don't think he ever really connected at that base level with the fans and people understood it. Like, I kind of take it back to like Mankind. When Mankind first debuted, he had really creepy promos. He connected at some level as a heel. But then when he became corporate Mankind, his promos got a lot simpler. And it was a lot easier to understand his motivation, a lot easier to understand what was happening. And I think that's kind of what they're trying to do here with Bray Wyatt, is this transition from the very creepy Mankind all the time to maybe that's something more in line with being able to understand it. So a few things that I saw in this video that really stood out to me. In both videos, I should say. The first one was that the buzzard's name is Waylon. And we know that Bray Wyatt's, one of his big inspirations was Dan Spivey, Waylon Mercy, back in the early 90s, who wrestled only for a year or two in the old WWF, wrestled a lot of other places. But his Waylon Mercy character was always one that I thought was really cool as a kid. He would come out, shake hands with people, be a great guy, and then in the ring, he would, that switch would hit on him, and he would start, just wailing on his opponent and being that, like, is based on Cape Fear, as we all know now, and that character from there. And we know that Bray Wyatt has been trying to integrate some of those looks, even from the very debut, where he debuted with the Hawaiian shirt, did all that. He's obviously transitioned away from that in recent years. But that's always been an inspiration. And when I see these Firefly Funhouse videos, I'm kind of beginning to think, what if they're going more down that road where Bray Wyatt's going to have these multiple personalities and stuff and switch? Even in the first video, when he puts up the gloves and one said hurt and one said heal, I think they're trying to add this creepiness into it. Obviously, they're integrating old characters from his backstory into this new story with the Buzzards, Abby the Witch, obviously Sister Abigail. And then we saw, the Ramblin' Rabbit, which I'm not quite sure where that fits in yet. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But in the second video, we got even more of this now. So in the second video, we have him painting the building where his sister supposedly died, and we remember that from the Randy Orton feud and all that, with it on fire, the shed out in the forest. So we're beginning to see things integrate into here And I think generally speaking, I'm a little bit hopeful. I trust Bray Wyatt. That I trust him as a character. I trust him as a performer. And yeah, we've seen a lot of campy stuff in recent years that people don't like. I don't mind the campy so much as long as there's a payoff at the end of this. If this is just him going out and being Pee Wee Herman, then I think it's stupid. But I don't think that's what this is at all. I think there's another level to all of this. And even from the very first video where you got that creepy glove scene, and now in this video, this newest one on Raw this week, we have, the burning building, the discussion with Abby the Witch. Also, mind you, when he goes into that discussion, he says, "Take it easy." That is right on Nacho Libre. So I'm going to give him props for that. He delivered that just like Jack Black did in Nacho Libre. Nacho Libre, obviously one of my favorite movies of all time. So I thought that was awesome that he delivered that line in that exact way. So I'm hesitant to go all in and say that I love this character. I think Bray Wyatt needed a change. If he came back as the same Bray Wyatt, I don't think, people would care for a little bit, but I think he'd be stuck in the same loop. I think his character needs more nuance, needs more depth, and needs to be able to connect to the audience more. And looking at this video, I almost got like this Momo feeling out of it. That's been the big story the last few months, right? Where kids watch these videos and Momo pops up. I distinctly got that feeling while watching the Firefly Funhouse, and I'm hoping they go down that road and they make Bray Wyatt be more accessible to everyone so that people can understand why he's doing the things that he does. We know he's a really good wrestler. We know that he can be a main eventer. I think he needs a character now to be able to make him really, really interesting. Everyone said when Bray Wyatt came in that he could be the next Undertaker. We hear that a lot. We hear that about Finn Balor. We hear that about, guys like Aleister Black. Oh, the next Undertaker, the next Undertaker. It wasn't working for Bray Wyatt. It wasn't working out. You can blame whoever you want for that. But I think it's because his stuff was too up here, too over the top. And I'm hoping that this new character will be more like Mankind, and that transition from the real dark Mankind in the basement, in the boiler room, to the new Mankind of the corporate Mankind that people really, and I'm not saying he should be a face either. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm thinking that level of sadistic nature needs to be lightened a little bit so that it's more accessible and more easy to understand for the general audience. So I'm excited to see where the Firefly Funhouse goes. I'm not bashing. I saw a lot of people bashing Vince. Oh, Vince is losing it. Da 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 da. I don't think that's where we're at right now. I think this is really exciting, and it could be really good. Is it really good right now? Not yet, but it could be really good, especially where they take it. And I kind of trust Bray Wyatt to do a really good job with this. So here's hoping for that. So as always, I am Andy Rabarchak, and thank you for joining us here on Ride Warrior Wrestling. Right on, Ride Warriors.